Good morning, students. Welcome to your computer science class. In today's class, we are going to discuss about bubble sort. So we will first understand what is bubble sort, because now why I have taken this class today is because we had dealt with this topic long ago. So this week I am going to keep it as a bit of revision of certain topics. So we are going to start with bubble sort. So first, in the first half of this lecture, we are going to first understand what is bubble sort, and in the second half we will see how to write its program practically. So what is bubble sort? It is one of the algorithms which is used for arranging values in a linear list. So we had seen prior to bubble sort, selection sort, where we were trying to arrange the values in such a way that the smallest item, the smallest list value would be set at the beginning. So in this bubble sort, we are going to see how actually the values are sorted taking a different approach. And the approach which we are going to take is, we will take a traveling bubble. A bubble which consists of two consecutive values. And this bubble will travel throughout your list, comparing the values. If A is greater than B, then they would be exchanged, that is, they would be swapped, and this way the bubble will move over to C and D. If C is greater than D, they will be exchanged, or else they will remain the same, and this way it would continue till the end. So there is a kind of an imaginary bubble which travels from one end, the left end of your list, to the right end. So let's see how it works. So we are going to take some numbers here. Firstly, I am specifying the index locations. So I have taken 7 values in my list, and my list is this. So we have a total of 7 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items in the list. And here we will represent passes. So now we will just take the first pass and write all the values. So we have written the values in this way. We start with our first pass, and what we are going to do is, we will first take up this bubble and we will check, is 45 greater than 86? Answer is no. So now our bubble would move forward. Is 86 greater than 29? Answer is yes. So here we will swap the values. Now our bubble will move forward. Is 86 greater than 12? Answer is yes. Is 86 greater than 55? Again answer is yes. Is 86 greater than 67? Answer is yes. And is 86 greater than 66? Answer is yes. So here you can see that the largest element is fixed at the end of the list. So this is how the largest element has been fixed. So bubble sort starts fixing the positions of the largest and elements towards the end of the list. So this ends our first pass. This is the array or the list status at the end of first pass. Let's come to the second pass. So I will write down the items again. So is 45 greater than 29? Answer is yes. Is 45 greater than 12? Answer is yes. Is 45 greater than 55? Now here answer is no. So our bubble will travel forward without making any changes. Is 55 greater than 67? Answer is no. Again move forward. Is 67 greater than 66? Answer is yes. Is 67 greater than 86? Answer is no. So now you can see that two positions, two large elements, the largest element and the second largest element, they both are fixed in the array. Coming to the third pass, I will again write down the elements. So here already these values were fixed. Now coming to the third pass, we will again start from the bubble. Is 29 greater than 12? Answer is yes. Is 29 greater than 45? Answer is no. Is 45 greater than 55? Again answer is no. Again answer is no. And hence these three locations are fixed. Coming to the fourth pass. Now the list, you can see it is already sorted now. But because we are using a computer program, hence it will stop only at the maximum number of passes. Once the maximum number of passes are complete, only then it is going to stop. If you want in your program, you can insert a separate algorithm to check at the end of every pass whether all elements are sorted or not, which we will see practically later on. But here it is going to continue sorting till the end. How? At the fourth pass, you can see it will again check. Is 12 greater than 29? No, 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 and hence these positions will be fixed. In the fifth pass, it will check. Is 12 greater than 29? Is 29 greater than 45? Is 45 greater than 55 or not? So this way it is going to check, and finally this is it. Then the sixth pass. Is 12 greater than 29? No. Till here it is complete, and hence in the next pass only one element is there. So this is where at the end of the sixth pass it will stop. So this is how bubble sort works. Okay, so although we saw that our list was sorted right at the end of the third pass, but because we have not we don't have any way of checking that in between the execution, hence it is going to complete all the passes. Now to understand it better way programmatically, let us move on to the computer and see how this program works. Let's see the bubble sort program practically here. So I am taking a list of values here as numbers, I'm taking some arbitrary values. These values could be different from the ones which were shown when during the theoretical session, because we will be doing this program practically now, so we can take any number of values, that doesn't matter. So this is numbers, and now we are going to use this numbers for bubble sort. And I'm going to take a variable size which will store the length of the list. And now for I in range, you will start I from the first value only, and hence because 0 is the default, so we can skip that and we can simply type size -1 for j in range. For j in range size, if numbers numbers j is greater than numbers j plus 1, then numbers j comma numbers j plus 1, they will be interchanged. Let us run the program and see. Print numbers. So I'm going to just type here after bubble sort, and the same thing I will copy and I will paste it over here and type before bubble sort. And I'm going to run the program, and we can see that the program has been properly executed, and that too it is sorted also. So let us try to understand the logic of the program. So here you can see a file. So here you can see the program bubble sort and the array, and these are the indices of the array, and these are the actual data values within the list. I am using array and list interchangeably over here. So we will calculate size. So you can see that the size is 10. Print before bubble sort, this same list would be printed. Then we will have I and j. So now we'll start with I and j. So here I in range size, that is I will start from 0. For j in range size -1, so size is 10. So we will take up range as j will move to up to size -1, that is up to 9. So over here j will take up these values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why? Because, okay, over here it is not even going to take 9, because size -1 represents 9. And as we know that in range function excludes the last value, that is final value. Final value is 9, so final value will be excluded. So now we will check if numbers j will be whatever is at location 0, that is 45. Is it greater than numbers j plus 1? Here answer is no. Coming to the next one, now j has taken the value 1. So now numbers j, that is 1. So it is this one, and numbers j plus 1 will be this. Is 69 greater than 12? Answer is yes. So a swap operation will take place here.
So this will be replaced by. Then next would be 2. So 2 and j plus 1, that is 2 and 3. 69 and 74, nothing will happen. Next will be 3 and 4. So 74 and 56, yes. Next will be 4 and 5. So 74 and 2, answer will be yes. So here also there would be an exchange, 2 and 74, and then it will be 2 and 3, and similarly it will move on to the last one the moment it reaches 8. So now it would be numbers 8 if it is greater than numbers 8 plus 1, that is 9, and then do the needful. Had I taken it till size, that is till 10, so the last value would have been 9. So once it reached 9, then it would have been numbers 9 greater than numbers 9 plus 1, that is 10, and we don't have anything after this. We don't have anything with the value 10, so it would have given us index out of range error. So that is why here size minus 1 is important. So this is how it will continue for a number of passes. Next time I will be 1, and again it would start from the first one, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4 up to 8, 9. Then again 1 will be 2. So this would continue up to 9 because we are considering all the 10 passes. So this is how we will do the dry run. You don't need to do the complete dry run. One dry run of first pass is essential, is sufficient to understand how this program works or how this algorithm works.
So students, I hope you all have understood how to work on bubble sort. We have discussed its technique, the program and the dry run also, and we have seen how bubble sort helps us in fixing the position of the largest elements towards the end of the list. So with this we end this class.